Hello, good morning. My name is Andrea and I am a marketing manager. And today I was wanting to do something a little special with you guys. So I'm looking forward to 2022 and kind of planning out some goals for our YouTube channel that I manage for my company. Every year I do the same thing. I watch this video made by Steve Jobs many moons ago. I wanted to share it with you because I think that it is just the best YouTube advice I could ever give or receive, and he says it in a way so much better than I ever could. Because I know that right now a lot of people are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I think that that's an awesome idea, especially if you're doing it around your small business. It's been doing great for us, and we gain clients off of it as well. I think it's a great part of any small business's organic marketing strategy. So enough of me chatting. Let's watch together this Steve Jobs video. And if you haven't seen it, you are in for a treat. And if you have seen it, just be like me. I watch this every year because it just helps me get focused on what I need my message to be for our YouTube channel, but then also just for our larger marketing goals as a whole. So,
to me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world. Right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. But even a great brand needs investment and caring if it's going to retain its relevance and vitality. And the Apple brand has clearly suffered from neglect in this area in the last few years. And we need to bring it back. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet, when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the product. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes, and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Apple spends a fortune on advertising. You'd never know it. You'd never know it. So, when I got here, Apple just fired their agency. We were doing a competition with 23 agencies that, 4 years from now would have picked one. And we blew that up, and we hired Chiat/Day, the ad agency that I was fortunate enough to work with years ago. We created some award-winning work, including the commercial voted the best ad ever made in 1984 by advertising professionals. And we started working about 8 weeks ago. And the question we asked was, our customers want to know who is Apple and what is it that we stand for? Where do we fit in this world? And what we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases. But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do. And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign in several years is to get back to that core value. A lot of things have changed. The market's a totally different place than it was a decade ago. And Apple's totally different, and Apple's place in it is totally different. And believe me, the products and the distribution strategy and the manufacturing are totally different, and we understand that. But values and core values, those things shouldn't change. The things that Apple believed in at its core are the same things that Apple really stands for today. And so we wanted to find a way to communicate this. And what we have is something that I'm very moved by. It honors those people who have changed the world. Some of them are living, some of them are not. But the ones that aren't, as you'll see, you know that if they ever used a computer, it would have been a Mac. And
well, I will leave a link to the full video below if you want to check out the actual commercial that he's talking about. I think that this is basically all that you need to know about marketing, especially a branding strategy for your company, or really for, let's talk about like YouTube channel specifically. When I started the YouTube channel for the small business that I'm a marketing manager for, I was thinking about this. I watched this video first and thinking about our core values. Who are we? And what do we want people to know about us? And what is our place in the world? You know, what we do is not necessarily who we are. And so how am I going to make content that reflects us? And I can tell you our core values for the company that I work for. Our value is we believe that everybody deserves a safe and comfortable home. When I am thinking about content that I'm making for our YouTube channel, I'm making content that helps people either be more safe or more comfortable in their home. And is there a way that I can help them through this YouTube channel? And I think that that strategy has worked when we stick to our core purpose. It definitely directs our content a lot easier. And same here. Something that I believe, one of the reasons why I started this whole channel was that I believe that great marketing doesn't have to cost a lot of money. So I want to share with you all here anything that I have learned or anything that works really well for me in my business and in my practice of doing marketing for the last, 18 years, but I think it's going to be like 18 years coming up here this month. Yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share with you today, something that's been on my mind. So a funny little tidbit that I heard just yesterday, actually, when I was thinking about this, is that I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and he and his guests were talking about, is there a phone that is made in the United States? Because they were thinking, some people don't like that Apple's phones are made out of the country and maybe don't pay fair wages, all sorts of issues with that. They were looking up, is there a phone that is made in the US? And they found one, possibly. But the company didn't just come right out and say, this is a completely made in America phone. They were kind of skirting around saying that. And Joe Rogan literally says to their website, you're not telling me what I want to hear. What he wants to hear is 100% American-made phone, or just the truth. Like, we are a 97% American-made phone, but there's no other way to get this little battery other than having it made someplace else. Great, say that. And you can say like, hey, this is the closest thing that you can find to an American-made phone. So if that is a value of yours, you have found the right company. It struck me when Joe Rogan was yelling at the website, you're not telling me what I want to hear. I was like, that is so accurate. Don't skirt around who you are, come out and say it. So as I'm planning my YouTube channel and just my larger marketing strategy as a whole for 2022, I'm keeping those things in mind. For one, the speech at Apple, and then Joe Rogan saying, tell the people what they want to hear. These are just my thoughts on marketing sometimes, so I hope that all made sense, but that's what I'm working on today. I thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like and subscribe. I really appreciate that, and I will see you in the next video.